Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm only putting this gooseneck hitch on this truck. If you haven't seen the other videos, I just bought this truck a couple months ago and I fixed all the rust. Pretty much every panel, doors and everything, except for these front doors, was rusted out. So I got all that taken care of. But like I said, we're gonna be putting this hitch on today. This is a piece of frame rail off of a semi. I'm gonna mount it sideways in there and then put the ball in the middle and then just cut a hole in the top of the bed. And that's just temporary because I'll be building a bed at some point for it, but I have to get by for this season until I get around to that. The second thing we'll be doing is plumbing in the airbags. These are basically just extra support if you have a lot of weight in the bed, or if you're pulling a trailer with a lot of weight on it, it'll lift the back of the truck up a little bit back to a more normal level so it doesn't sag too much. I'm gonna start with this hitch. I'm gonna have to notch out just a little bit right here down, and that'll sit right over the top of this frame rail. And then I'll put flat steel, basically just like that, and then put some bolts through it here. Which, I went to town this morning and got parts for everything and I forgot to get bolts. That's kind of annoying, I'll have to go back for that. Yeah, then I'll set that across there, mount the ball in, and go from there, I guess. All right, so we have a slight issue here. The ball is supposed to be placed 2 to 4 inches in front of the center line of the axle, I read. But to do that, I gotta slide this thing forwards over top of the fuel tank, and it's hitting the top of the fuel tank right now, so that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to notch out. I'll probably this is cut to 2 inches from the top here. I'll probably just carry that all the way to here, and then it'll slide down over the fuel tank, because that's about where it needs to sit right now. But once I get that cut out, hopefully it'll drop down in there and I can weld my plates on the end and bolt through here like I was talking about earlier. Well, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. It ended up being quite a bit more of a pain than I thought it'd be, just because of the angle cuts. Trying to go around that diamond piece, and then I had to make a bend right here to go out and match the frame. But it worked out. I'll be able to put a bolt here, probably here and here, which I think will be plenty to hold it, because if you look at the ones online, there's not very much holding them things on, and I feel like this will be plenty. So the next thing to do is mark out where the ball is going to sit, figure out forward and backwards where that's going to be, and then probably just yeah, take it back off, drill it out. Actually, I'll probably torch it because I don't have a bit that big. Put that back, put the ball in and weld it out, and I'll probably put a little bit of paint on it and put it back on the truck. It's nothing fancy because it's, like I said, it's just temporary, but I think it'll work pretty decent. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap up the hitch section of this video. I still have to get some bigger bolts to put in them plates because the ones I have are just too small. They're only 3/8 and I kind of want to go like 1/2 inch or 5/8 even. Maybe 3/4, I don't know. But I'll do that and then get some black paint to paint the prime parts, which I don't even know why I should bother because the rest of the truck looks terrible anyway. But the next thing I'm going to do is start running some airline from the airbags up to the dash, and then I'll tee in about the middle of it and put the little compressor in there. But I want to kind of focus on getting the bed ready to be put on, so tying up the wiring harnesses and getting the airlines ran is the main things. And then hopefully Monday night, which it's Saturday now, I don't know. I might be able to get the bed put on Monday night, hopefully. It's been a couple days. I got all the airlines ran and everything Saturday night, and I think we're gonna try to put the bed on tonight. Dad and Carter and Claire coming over, so they're gonna help me lift it on. I think Dad might be bringing a forklift. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these holes drilled for this hitch before they get here. That's my goal for tonight. I don't know how much videoing I'll do, just because it could be a little bit tough to video with everybody here, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna get these holes drilled and we'll try to get this done tonight. Well, it's been a couple days. I got the bed all put on. I've been working on it all day, just getting stuff finished up, trying to get all the small details wrapped up. I haven't really videoed it because it's a lot of just small monotonous jobs. But the bed's on, all bolted down, bumpers on, tailgate's on, all that stuff. So the last thing that I really want to do before I drive it is just put in new headlights, which I have right here. They're just Amazon headlights. I don't know how well they'll work, but I mean, I'm sure they'll work, but they'll probably leak water into them at some point. So I'm gonna get these lights put in, and I think that's about gonna wrap it up for now, till I start working on painting it and building the flatbed. I feel like that helped a little bit. They'll definitely be brighter at night. I'm not a big fan of tinted headlights myself. I like clear ones, especially when this truck's white. I think they'll really look a lot better than. Bottom line is that thing's drivable. I can use it for doing stuff now. It's got the airbags, Gooseneck Hitch, four-wheel drive. Got that. That wasn't fixed. That ended up just being just a little switch that I needed to make the four-wheel drive work. So no big deal there. But yeah, pretty happy with it. So that's gonna be it for this one. Subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you in the next one.